Start with the head always. Let's count heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Halfway point, 4 heads. Double that to the floor, 8 heads. Okay, now we're going to do the center line of the head always. Go down to what we call the pit of the neck. That's between the collarbones. There's the shoulder line. You see how the shoulder line is angled like that. Chest comes out. It's not sunken in. The chest always comes out slightly, down to the navel. It's your next landmark. Pit of the neck, nipples, navel. Now the stomach comes out a little bit. Even if you have a flat stomach, it still comes out because it's angled where to go with the pelvis. Down to the bottom of the pubic bone. Okay? Now we see her hips are angled this way, actually opposite to the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to draw that line. Here's your center line, basically at right angles to that center line, that same angle. Get the width of the hips. Okay, it's not like this, it's about like that. See how it lines up with the head, right? It's not right under the head. So if we take from the ears out, let's get the ears. That's in the eye line, right? Here's the ears, out. Ear would be back here, out. Okay, so try to line up the head and the hips. Okay, now we're going to start the legs. Okay, we're just going to do 2 lines to the floor, about the width of the legs. The same with the other leg. What is it doing? What's the angle? Okay. Okay, we'll go back to the shoulders. Get the width of the shoulders. Again, judge it from the head. How far out from the head is it? Okay, about like that. This one, you don't see the shoulder that much. It's tucked behind the chest. Okay, it's the pose. All right, let's go put in the basic shapes or forms of the rib cage. Okay, it's like an oval or an egg shape, really. It's really an egg shape with the egg standing up. Think of it as 3D, as a form. There's your rib cage. The pelvis, I like to look at, or think about, as like a bowl, which is slightly tapered, or actually very tapered, down the bottom. But think of it as a bowl. Like you could put something in there, right? If that were a skeleton. Right? And it's the same with here. You can go inside of that rib cage. Okay, now we've set it up pretty much now. You have the basic forms of the rib cage, the pelvis, what the legs are doing, where they are. Okay, we didn't do anything about the arms yet. So here's the shoulder. Let's see where the elbow is in relation to the rib cage. It's a little higher than what I have here. There you go. Then it goes down. You could do a single line or double line. I was just taught to do a double line, but you could do a single line and then flesh it out later. Again, we don't see this arm. We see a little bit of the shoulder, a little bit of the arm. And then we can see her hand just grabbing the bottom of those tights, or the top of those tights, sorry. Okay, and that's making a sharp angle from one arm to from one hand to the other. So just get basic shapes, angles for hands. Angles are really important for hands. Okay? this is really more of that angle. All right, so now we have to connect these two masses, right? Okay, so we're going to connect this, just a very light line to the pelvic area there, to the point right there. So that describes the width of the rib cage. Okay, so we've connected the top to the bottom, and now all we're ready to do is start putting in some details, right? Neck, didn't do the neck yet. Okay. Deltoid goes in there. This could be a little bit fleshed out. Here's her top, straps. You can take your time to put in these details. A little bit of shading. Interesting hairdo. Okay, we don't have to go much further than that. This is what I would like you to learn how to do, to set up and really achieve the action of the pose in proportion. Okay, what is the pose doing? Most poses will not just be somebody just standing straight, like the skeleton, or like the drawing you did of the proportions. So I could go over this. I don't want a lot of detail. I just want you to get the pose again and the proportions. You could get bogged down on the sneakers. Try not to do that. Just get the basic forms like I'm doing, okay? It's not important. This is not a finished drawing. This is practice. Slight arch there. Practice to get the pose, different poses. You're going to use this for every pose. Okay, this could go a little lower. And then with my trusty eraser, I could get rid of some of the lines that I don't need anymore. This could come out a little more. So you're constantly adjusting. So all your practice in shading cylinders, shading spheres, shading eggs, that's where all that comes in now, into drawing the figure, right? I'm not going to do much more. You can keep adjusting, and you could have an eraser nearby. Nobody's perfect. You can make a mistake, just erase. Don't draw too dark, so you could easily erase, okay? Think about where the form's going. Where would there be shadow? This could go down a little bit more. Okay, that's all for now. If you could get this much done in every pose, that would be terrific. Forgot her ear here. Okay, bye for now.